jump to our panelists. Rob Birnholz, I've worked with him for quite a few years. He has a Madison connection, works with a producer here, sends a lot of his stuff to Dan Giacaris to be sweetened. He said he goes back to After Effects 1.0. That's pretty good. I don't know if After Effects 1.0 is COSA, but I have my After Effects 2.0 install discs. So pretty close. I didn't have 1.0. I got my 2.0, the original install discs. He's going to share some After Effects stuff. He will be up first. Oliver is a veteran, legendary. Don't believe me? Just go to oliverpeters.com. Check out his blog. He's going to be talking about workflows from the home office, post-lab, Adobe Team projects, remote view, Frame.io. You've heard of some of these things, but some of them will be new. You know, this is kind of a new era for all of us. And then some tips on lighting in the home studio. Things to think about there. Finally, Steve. Steve made big transitions in his career, editing, you know, narrative and script written videos to live event stuff to now there he is in the home office, directing, producing, and delivering live event type productions. So lots to be talked about there, and specifically talking about production and if we can't be on the set together. That's the biggest thing. We can't be all in one room. That's why we're doing this. So that's it, Rob. Rob is going to share his screen so he can give us some in-person After Effects tips and tricks. So we're going to go ahead and start it off with Rob and just go ahead and jump in, share your screen, and off we go.
Okay.
We'll look at the chat. Ryan will monitor the chat. I'll look at the chat also to see if you guys want to post questions. Type them in the chat and we'll try to get to them.
All right, I'll start with just me. Hello, everybody. A little heads up is I threw this together like 3 hours ago. Sorry, Rich. So some of the stuff is very, very, very simple. I just picked out a few scripts that I use. Mostly I just grabbed the first ones I saw and said, oh, that would be fun to show. And that's what I'm going to do. I don't see on my screen, I can't see everybody. So I can't say like raise your hands and answer a question. I don't know how many of you are After Effects users. Maybe Ryan can see everybody. How many people use After Effects? Ryan, are people raising their hands?
Yeah, just shout out in chat or hit up the, I don't know if there's a raise hand button, but just ping me somehow and I'll reply.
Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to share my screen. And another thing is I also just changed the screen resolution. So this is not my usual setup. Oh, you know, Zoom is covering, there it goes. It's covering part of my After Effects screen. All right, so I'll just start running through this and we'll see if some was interesting and some maybe basic. All right, Rich actually requested I show this one. You know, in Photoshop, I'm sure you are familiar with content-aware fill. You know, simple things like, let's see, let's get a pen tool here. You know, if I have, this is just in Photoshop, you know, we say we don't want the Empire State Building. And Adobe does its magic. Whoops, I'm not doing that. Let's start again there. There we go. Okay, so very simple in a still image to say, let's get rid of something. Content aware fill, and boom, building is gone. Real easy on a simple, on a still image. But for video, becomes a little bit more complex. So I just grabbed this stock shot. Again, I did all this pretty quick. And what we have here is a field of cows. I don't know how much you can see this thing playing back. How's that look? Rich, is that playing back okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got stock shot, there's some cows. In this cow shot, the only problem is this cow here is really messing things up because I'm going to want to do an effect in this area, so I got to get rid of a cow. Now, you could roto that out and fill in a hole, giant pain and whatever. But what we'll do, and I'm going to do this all in real time. I've done this one as practice, so I know I can do it pretty fast, even though I have it ready to go. we're going to just pick this cow out. Let's draw a little mask around him and his shadow. And open up mask. Make that keyframeable. Let's move down a little bit. I can track this, but I'm going to do this by hand because I can do it pretty fast. And we'll just keep masking them out. Go down here, move our mask. It's really weird that I can't see everybody, so I have no idea if this is interesting or if you're all...
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
We did have
we're
three
engaged.
people. We had
Okay.
three people raise their
Can't
hand.
wait to see the cow go away.
It's really pretty. I'm always floored at this effect. So we basically just track the cow. I'm going to turn off this layer because I've done this one. Here's a better version of it. So there's a mask, follows the cow. Just bring that down here. And I'm going to turn on only that layer. Whoops, there's our cow. I'm going to invert the mask so I have a hole. That hole is what I'm going to need to fill in. So I've removed the cow, but I really don't want a big black blob. So let's go to Content Aware Fill, which comes with After Effects. And I can just, you can see there's a little miniature version of what I'm going to fill there. And I'm just going to say, generate a fill layer. And it is going to take a few minutes, not too long. And
Is that a 1080? Is that a 1080 clip?
what's that? This is a 1080 clip.
Yeah. Okay.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I thought it went fast enough when I did this as a run through that I could do this live with everybody. So look how quick it analyzed. And now it's going to render all of the frames, 150 frames.
How did it know where to get the grass from? Did you select an area?
Nope. It's just like Photoshop, where Photoshop, I didn't tell it where to get other buildings.
Oh, I see.
It's analyzing all the frames. It'll analyze forward and back frames to see what was there, if it's clean. It changes all the perspective, and you're going to see magic. Oh, it's almost done.
This is, I think this came out with CC 2020, so it's not in CC 19, I don't think.
It might be, yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of lose track here. Well, anyway, as you can see, we're now looking at the cow is gone. It's been filled in, just like Photoshop, and now I'll play. It's just going to cache the frames. And as you can see, the shot is perfect.
Yeah, it's not wiggling at all.
Yeah, the shot is perfect, and there's no cow at all. And it filled it in with grass. It knew to put in grass and not cows. The first time I used this was a drone shot, where the producer of the show we were working on walked through our shot and could not be in it. And so there you go, playing. That cow is gone.
Yeah.
And just to bring it back a little bit here, there's cow, right in the middle.
Yeah.
No cow. And that's really been optimized for speed, because in the first version of this, that took a long time. But that's pretty amazing. Anyway, I removed the producer from the shot and saved the day on this expensive drone shoot. It was great. And
that wasn't as linear. That wasn't as linear a move as this either. So, you know, it's a drone and it was kind of moving around. It was kind of stable, but have you played with this on a very handheld shot, and is it still hold up?
Like anything, it doesn't work 100% of the time, but it's pretty amazing. And you have some other tools built in. So if it's a tricky shot, you can choose a frame. If you have a clean frame, and tell Content Aware Fill using this command, create a reference frame.
Right.
You can say, sample out of this frame, say for building sides or a skyline, and it will know to use that frame to fill in your hole.
Yeah, it's kind of like telling Audition what the noise is.
Yeah. Yeah. In principle, the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Before pandemic, this was great for taking shots like of Times Square and removing all the people. You know, you could just have 4 people and everybody else in every car is gone in an instant.
Yeah.
But I just happened to have seen on Pond 5 this morning, there's a whole section called Pandemic Cities.
Yeah.
And they're just, it's empty cities. I'm like, well, yeah, who needs software now? We have a virus.
What else we got, Rob?
So that's
That was
content aware fill. All right, here's a real time saver.
Let me jump in real quick with a question.
Yes, please.
We've got a question from Jason. Just how do you bring up the content aware effect?
Oh, Windows. And it's right there, content aware fill.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Wiggler or one of those. It's a
Right.
panel. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just check, if it's not checked, you just click it, it'll check, it'll show up in a window. It's dockable, and that's why I put it in my stack here.
Yep. Same way you bring up like the tracker,
Yeah.
you know, the panel.
Yep. Yeah, once you get the hang of it, which takes, 5 minutes, it's pretty amazing. It's
Yeah.
basic tools in it. I'm not going to get into the depth like a whole tutorial here. I just wanted to kind of demo it.
That's pretty cool.
This is one of my favorite go-to scripts of all time, especially for all the corporate work when I do an event or a show. This is called the Loop Maker. And Loop Maker is on aescripts.com. That's where most of these scripts come from. A lot of times, I'll create a graphic, some wallpaper piece, and maybe it runs 10, 12, 15 seconds, but it has to play forever. I've been asked by people, how do you do your loops? Actually, Rich, you asked me one time, how do you do loops? I used to have to cut things up and make match frames. This is an astonishing time saver. So this is the entire interface here on the right side of my screen. Loop, you have a loop maker, a dissolve length, and a button. And we'll just do a couple samples. So here is a piece of footage that is 14 seconds long, just some water. And this is a very typical kind of thing that I might have to use this water running forever, or 20 seconds or 50 seconds, rather than duplicate layers, dissolve to it. Let's just hit this button. Say make a 60 frame dissolve, and I'm going to hit the button loop. This is a 30-second comp, by the way. So we'll just hit loop. Boink, it's done.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, I'll stretch that out, and we're going to play. Okay, again, it's going to cache the frames. But this will just now loop for as long as I want it forever. There, we're past our 14-second point. That water will never stop. It's awesome. I've been using this one for years. Yeah, it just goes forever.
So how is that different than just putting the clip over the top of itself and dissolving in some?
Well, here's what it does. It's a script, so it just did a macro of several steps. So you see it made a comp. Now, it put in a keyframe. Yeah. That's my loop point, actually, right there, this keyframe. So, I mean, if I cut that and duplicate that a million times and stagger them, that does the same thing. But let's go back. Let's double-click the pre-comp and see what it did. So it made the split for me. It made a cut. That was frame 1 originally. That was my end frame here originally, and made a match because it split, it offset. It applied blend effect, set up my crossfade, and it made my loop for me. Just a couple of steps.
Nice. Love it.
Let's go back here. I actually did a couple of other samples here because I knew it was so fast that I'd have to fill a little time. So here's another thing. Okay, again, this one would be perfect. Got a show, it's in North Carolina. I've got to have a screen with this going all the time. Maybe it's a background on a set. Again, loop, done, stretch it out. Oops, put our end frame here and play. And we have Smoky Mountains for all eternity. It's fantastic. I love this thing.
Yeah, you
Smoke
really
works
don't-
really well because you can never tell where it's
You
dissolving.
really don't have to think either. That's what the nicest thing about it is. You don't have to do all the layering and the
Yeah.
transfer modes and
I mean, I used to do this manually, and I'd cut and frame, and I'd make match frames, and I would do the dissolve. I was like, yeah, fine, I could do it. It takes a couple of minutes. That's a couple of minutes. That was less than 1 second. And then you just hit render. Graphics are really, really good. When I have to do a looping graphic like something like this,
gosh, yeah.
you know, so here's a bunch of arrows. They were particles originally. They don't loop. It was just a beginning to end. I rendered it. But when I hit the loop maker, boom, done. I'll just play the loop point here. We'll cross pass it. And this is more common of what I do, you know, because this would be a background for a wallpaper. I don't tell my clients that that took me 1 second when they say, can we make a looping wallpaper out of this? I'm like, sure, I'll have it for you in an hour. And then I go have coffee. Okay, so that's the loop maker. Really love that one.
Yep.
I'm going to, something you should have in your toolkit if you're an After Effects person is, you know, moving your anchor point is something you have to do all the time for animation. There are a few of these out there, some for free. I think this one was for free. Everyone should have a basic move anchor point script. I'm sure I got this one for free somewhere. And it has all the features you need in it. So I have 2 doors. I need to swing them open. Let's move the anchor point by just clicking on it, because I need to move here. I need to move that one to the right. Instead of all this clicking and dragging.
Right, yeah.
And then I can say, set a keyframe here, 2 seconds up here. And let's, these need to be 3D layers. And, this is the new 3D camera indicator in the new version of After Effects. They've changed a few things around.
Are you running 2021? Are you running the beta?
This is the brand new 2020.
What are you doing there? What are you doing to us right now?
This
was on Adobe Max yesterday.
This was released yesterday or day before yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, so camera tools have been slightly changed. You can still work pretty much the way you want, but they made it look more like a 3D app, conventional 3D app. So anyway, whoops, don't want to open the door that way.
Probably because they're about to buy Maxon.
Oh, there. Oh, I didn't want to show the Dalek. that's
really slick though. That anchor point thing, that's golden. Because that's a huge saver.
Yeah. Whoops. Real time animating in real time and a demo. Here we go, and make that 0 again. So yeah, the door opens. Boom. You know, same thing. Left door. It's closed. Let's add a keyframe. Let's come over here and open this door. Boom. Voila. So the Dalek, though, was to demo another thing, why this is such a handy little time saver. So here I have Dalek. He's too big. You know, I wanted him to, you know, we could have him kind of walk in here. But so we want to scale him down. If you scale him down with the anchor point right in the middle, he's going to shrink in the wrong way. Now, Daleks do fly, but I don't want that to happen. So let's take the anchor point, just drop it right to the bottom and scale it.
Yes.
And now he'll scale where we want him, which is like there. So now we can scale him up and down.
Yeah. Wow, you're 4 for 4, buddy.
So
Or is that
boom,
3?
boom. And you know,
Right.
actually then if, whoops, just for fun, we bring him out here and now he flies out. Whoa, boom. Okay. So there's my Doctor Who episode for tonight.
Very nice.
All right, let's go to a cool one. Easy arrows.
Mm.
So Dan knows this, Rich knows this. You know, we've worked on a lot of shows together for Subway. Subway's logo is an arrow, and they have a lot of animated arrows. When I found this script, I was in heaven. If you've ever had to make an arrow move along a path or point to something or do something weird, this is awesome. So here I have some pipes. I just threw this together really quickly. And here's how we're going to make an easy arrow. Sorry, I have to, can you all,
Yep,
can everybody
you're
still
good.
see this, even though I went smaller?
I mean, unless you're on your phone, but yeah, it's good here, and I have bad eyes.
I'm
So.
going to draw a path. Again, we're going to do this in real time. I'll come back here full here. And this is how fast you can do something that used to take a long time. Okay, we're just going to quickly do this. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe I made too many pipes.
You're on your way to 5 out of 5, buddy.
Okay, thank you. I haven't even gotten to the good fun stuff yet. Okay. So, whoops. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I got to do all that again. I forgot something. Oops, real time. Come back here.
Go to the prepared layer that you had from earlier.
Yeah, well, I did, but I'll do this again here. It has to be you have to draw a shape layer for this,
Layer,
not
yeah.
a path.
Right.
It's kind of weird. So I'm going to grab a pen tool here for my shape, turn off the fill. It's easier to do this with a stroke only, just like what I just did. But now we're going to do it as a shape layer. So I'm going to pretty much just do the same thing. I'll do a couple less of these just to save a little time. Oh, I can't really, can I? All right, we're not going to be as perfect this time. And I'm just, just drawing a simple as we go here. Okay, here's the fun part. So we have easy arrows. Again, a pretty simple interface. I have my shape layer selected, and I'm going to say, create an easy arrow. Doesn't look very impressive yet. See an arrowhead there. But it also creates some controls up here as an effect. Let's start with arrow color. Just make it something everybody can see. We'll make it some red here. I'm going to change the size of the arrow, even though it's still off screen a little bit. And now let's just, let's look at the arrow.
Look at that.
So that's just by default. We have an arrow on the path. This is very handy when you're dealing with Subway because you can make their arrows exactly. You can change, you have controls to, everything's animatable, so the tail. We can, whoops, that's a different thing there. You can pull that line off.
Oh, yeah.
That way you can make dashed arrows, make it bigger, make it smaller, change the color. So a couple of nice little controls there. So that's easy arrow. That kind of thing used to just take me forever.
Now you said that Subway has an arrow as part of their logo. Can this arrow shape be a shape that's from their logo, or is it an arrow that they
I'm
generate?
glad you asked. Yes, you can. You can make a custom arrowhead. Let's see if I do this here. I've got my arrow. So I have a different arrow here. It's turned off. This layer is turned off because I don't want you to see it yet. And I choose my path. Oh, there's the head there. And I believe I can go back to easy arrows. Somewhere there. Let's update. All I had to do is highlight my brush head, I think. Select the head layer or the updated shape. Oh, it's an update. Let's just make a new arrow. You must collect your shape layer. All right, let's see what happened here.
Oh, now you're deep
Oh,
water.
I screwed it up. I should have deleted the old arrow.
The point is, though, it will allow you to make an arrow out of any shape.
Yes, you can use any. I was going to add, obviously, this brush. Oh, it's there somewhere. Oh, it's there. I just messed it up. It starts by default with a fill color, but I forgot how to fix this already. I haven't, but you can do a custom arrowheads and custom arrows.
Nice.
Trust me on that one. That's a big time saver.
Love it.
All right, I'm going to go to the last one here because my time is almost up.
Yep.
This is sort of a this is easy arrows on steroids. I don't know why I'm still showing. It's a whole different comp, and I'm still showing errors. There we go. You will be notified. Okay, there we go. All right, this is called BOA, like boa constrictor. This allows you to do spine deformations in After Effects. Really pretty easy. So here is a route map. I made this whole thing up about an hour and a half ago, right before I logged on, but I know it works. So we're going to draw, this one is a path. Now I'm going to draw a path right along, say, a route. Let's just pick a route here.
At the BART system?
I'll make it. This is BART in San Francisco, and we'll just add a thing there. All right, now I'm going to go to my effects, search, here we go, search, presets, and I'm going to find, oh, initializing animation presets.
It's just that.
Is everybody still with me, by the way, or am I completely bored, everybody?
No, this is great.
Okay, let's find BOA. And here's BOA. We're just going to apply it right here. Oops, hold on. I need to put something on here. We're going to try it. I need to put something on this path. And so this is an empty comp here. And I have this little graphic that is a train car, a BART car. Pretty simple. Let's apply reptile, and let's make a train. So CC reptile, not reptile like the snake, like reptile. Let's add it on here, and let's just add a couple of cars. So I'll add one to the right. Now let's shrink this down so they all fit. Let's go make a train. Those are bigger cars than I thought. Boom. Where have I gone too far? There we go, one car there. Let's add a car to the left. So we got train of 3 cars. Boom. All right. I'm going to shrink down this comp. We'll just draw a little region of interest around here. And let's crop this comp to the region of interest. So now I have a train. Okay, let's go back to our route map. I'm going to take this comp with the train in it. I'm going to drop it here. I said I'm going to drop it here. You can turn it off. Doesn't matter where it is. Now we go over here to BOA. Oh, did I not apply BOA?
Should be on there.
Oh, maybe I took it off. So we search my effects. I find BOA. Let's put it on the route map. There we go. And I'll choose for a source. I will choose the train. And Let's see on the source geometry. Let's see the back phase of source. Source. Of course, this worked when I practiced it just before.
You drew the path first, so path first, then apply the plugin?
That might have been my mistake. Oh, wait.
It looks like BOA is not seeing the path that you drew.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's a good thing. Here we go. Because I have to tell it it's on this mask.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh my God, look what it did.
Okay, and now let's composite over the original. And now we have a lot of controls that have popped up here. We have a train, and I can make the train a little bit smaller.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's really cool.
And we can,
Is this like one of those independent guys wrote a plugin, or is this like, again, where do you find it, something like this? I know you can find
this
it.
is on aescripts.com.
Oh, it's another 80 script. Okay.
Yeah, so here we go. So train along the route.
That's really super cool.
Yeah, and so, you know, of course, if I change my path, the train goes into the bay.
Yep.
You can twist. This works in 3D. If I have a 3D layer, this thing I can
Oh,
make
look
it
at that.
twisting. I can scale the beginning and I can make it big at the end. I can have it dive in. It gets pretty crazy. But this is another one that when I saw this for the first time, I thought this was just awesome.
Yep. Agreed.
And off it goes. So I had one or two others, but I've now gone a half hour. So
You're great. That was fantastic.
and I will
Nice job.
stop my share. There we go. Okay. Thanks, everybody. I hope that was worthwhile and something you should look at. aescripts.com, hundreds of things like that. I recommend you wait for the times of year when they go on sale because you can go broke on that site. If you're okay.
All right. Nice job, Rob. Really appreciate it. Thank you for that. I can't wait to talk to Gavin and see how many of those he's already using. I'm pretty sure maybe he hopefully picked up a couple.